Hi everyone, I'm Sydney Edwards, Public Information Officer for the Aurora Police Department, and on behalf of the department, we thank you for being here today. Now we're here today to talk about two individuals, two friends, who lost their lives to gun violence, Omar Williams and Kewan Mays, and the suspect is still out there. Now today you'll hear from Major Crimes and Homicide Unit Sergeant Jeffrey Longnecker on the case. Femina and Antonio Hawkins, Omar's parents, will talk about their son and the life he lived. And Felicia, Kewan's mother, is also here in support. At the end, we'll allow some time for questions. Sergeant.
Good afternoon. I'm Sergeant Longnecker with Major Crime Homicide Unit. Appreciate everyone coming out here. I really appreciate the family coming out here. On August 19th, about 7 o'clock in the morning, we were called out to the 2200 block alley of Galena, where some people walking in the alley had found two bodies. We got to the scene. We eventually discovered that Omar and Kewan were our two victims. They had both been shot multiple times and dumped in the alley. There was no evidence of the shooting happening at that location, so we're confident that they were shot at a location other than where we found them. Since this incident, we have gotten video that has shown that the victims were dropped off in one of the victims' vehicles. And that vehicle, to this date, has still not been found, which is very unusual in our cases. Usually cars are recovered in a very short amount of time. So one of the things we're really hoping for is that the public can keep an eye out for this vehicle, and we can really emphasize the need to find this vehicle. We really feel that that's going to help us get to a conclusion with this case. I have some pictures here. I know we're passing those pictures out to the news as well, but the vehicle is a 2016 Dodge Journey. This here, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a stock photo. This is not a photo of the actual vehicle, but this is a stock photo of what it is. And then these two pictures here are the actual vehicle. This picture here is the vehicle traveling in the alley where the victims were located. Paying specific attention to this passenger side rear tire. The hubcap is missing, which is different from the rest of the vehicle. And this is a different picture. This is the vehicle driving to the alley just prior to the victims being located. The license plate number on this vehicle is BSC 099. So that's Boy Sam Charles 099. Obviously, we have no idea if that plate is still attached to the vehicle. So we would ask the public, you see a vehicle that in any way matches its description, that you please reach out to us, and obviously we will go check it out. It's been entered into all law enforcement databases. It's considered a stolen vehicle at this point, but just really amazingly, the vehicle is not turned up yet. So obviously this is a very active investigation. We're continuing to follow up all different kinds of leads. What we do know is that the two victims were downtown Denver with some of their friends. They left downtown Denver at about 2 o'clock in the morning. From everything we've gotten so far, there was no signs of fighting or any type of problems in downtown Denver. And we last have them on video driving out of the downtown area. And unfortunately, between about 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the morning, we have lost track of where our two victims were and what they were doing in that 4-hour time frame, which we're trying to shore up, and you know, that's really the key to this investigation at this point, the vehicle and the timeline of those 4 hours.
We'll have Femina and Antonio come up.
Hello, my name is Femina Hawkins. This is my husband, Antonio Hawkins. Omar was our baby. He was only 25 years old. just celebrated his 25th birthday on August the 8th. Our baby was full of life. He enjoyed playing basketball, video games, his guitar, and spending time with his family. Our baby was on a 1-year break from college. He was due to graduate next year with a degree in computer science and computer programming. He took a break to come to Colorado so he could become more financially stable.
He worked every day, sick and all. He was sadly murdered on August 19th of this year. His life was cut short 1 week after his birthday. We're talking about a young man who would give you the shirt off his back. A young man who's never gotten into a fight a day his whole life. A young man who always saw things in a positive manner. We are begging and pleading with the Colorado community to please contact the Aurora Police Department if you have any information pertaining to this investigation. We believe, and we believe the public believe, no mother or father should have to go through this pain of losing a child. Please reach out if you have any information regarding this case.
We will open this up now for questions.
Do you know where the two young men, had they gone out the night before and they ended up at that location? How did that early in the morning, how did they end up at that location? Was it near where they lived, that sort of thing?
We do not, as far as we know, there was no connection to Omar and Kiwan being where they were located. So at this point, we know they were having a good night in downtown Denver up until about 2 in the morning. There's no indications of any problems happening in downtown Denver. And then the two of them got in their vehicle and began to leave, presumably to go home. And then we lose track of them between that 2 o'clock hour and the 6 o'clock in the morning when passerbys see them in the alley. So we're really focused on that 4-hour time frame and really focused on finding this vehicle.
Anything leads you to believe that it's simply just time of opportunity, they were in the wrong place at the wrong time and didn't know the other individuals, that sort of thing? Is that what you're...
At this point, all options are open. Because we can't track their movements for that 4-hour time period, we do not have any idea what was going on, if it was a random thing, if they knew the people that did this to them. So all options are on the table right now. We're just really frustrated that we haven't found this vehicle up to this point.
Were both these young men from Colorado originally? You mentioned.
Ma'am, you may want to speak to that.
No, Omar Williams was not a native of Colorado. He's from Virginia.
And then just while you're up there, can I get the spellings of your names real quick so we get it right on here?
The spelling of my name is Femina, Femina. Last name Hawkins, Hawkins. Antonio is an Antonio.
Folks, I didn't know if you just wanted to make a personal plea to whoever's responsible for doing this, or someone who may have been in the area, because a lot of times what you say is more impactful than what we say in terms of telling this story. So I don't know if you wanted to make a personal plea to whomever's out there, whomever saw anything, to come forward and help find these individuals.
Yes, I do. I want to make a personal plea to anyone that knows or saw anything dealing with this situation right here. This is life-changing event, moment for anybody that's involved in this. So I'm begging and pleading for anybody that know any information that's regarding our son's death and regarding his friend's death. I mean, anybody, we're pleading and we're begging.
I'd like to just add one more thing. In addition to obviously reaching out to us if you have any information on this case, also you can call the Denver Metro Crime Stoppers. They have offered a reward in this case. So either avenue that you want to take, both ways will get the information to us that we can follow up on. So we appreciate that. There, at this time, it's $2,000. My understanding is, and obviously that's subject to change as we go forward.
Any other advice? If someone sees the vehicle, it's probably not advisable to engage. What should people do if they see the vehicle?
Absolutely. So, in our opinion, we don't think the vehicle's being driven around. Obviously, we could be wrong with that. If you see the vehicle being driven around, absolutely don't have any contact with it. Just call 911, and it doesn't matter what city you're in at that time. We believe that the vehicle's either been stashed or parked and is just simply sitting somewhere that's inconspicuous, and people just don't notice that it's been there for a month and aren't paying attention. That's kind of what our feeling is, but who knows at this point.
You're probably relying on tips from the public as well. I mean, how important is that?
Absolutely. And that's honestly, that's why we've called this press conference, is we're at that point where the frustration with the car being missing, we just feel that if we use all the public and all the public's eyes, and they have this information and it's fresh in their mind, that may lead us to some of these things that we're after.
The license plates belong to the car?
Correct. Correct. So you can take license plates off, so you may see a car that doesn't have those plates on it, but those are the actual license plates for the vehicle.
What was the name of it?
I'm sorry?
The name of the owner?
It's our victim. It's Omar's vehicle, right? It's Omar's vehicle. Yes. And that's in this case, the victim's vehicle was the vehicle used to transport them to the alley. So wherever this shooting happened, they were then put in this vehicle and brought to this alley in Aurora, and then the vehicle disappears, which, like I said before, is very frustrating for us because we usually do not miss vehicles for a long period of time.
Any description of the suspect?
None whatsoever, unfortunately. We don't know.
Videos of forensic?
I'm sorry?
No videos of the area, nothing around?
Oh, we've canvassed the area obviously extensively, but nobody saw any suspect information whatsoever.
What about their phones? You guys should have pinged their phones.
We did ping the phones. Unfortunately, both of their phones were turned off in that time frame that I'm talking about, and so we lost, because their phones were deactivated. Someone intentionally shut their phones off for that 4-hour time period, which is also some frustration for us as well.
Just to clarify, the situation was like a car robbery or?
Like I was telling this gentleman, we have no idea. We don't know what the motive is at this point. We have no motive. Like she's spoken to, Omar was doing great. He was getting ready, I believe, to go to California for a job. So it's all options are on the table, I guess, is what I'm trying to say as to why this happened.
Are you guys going to release any pictures of the young men to maybe jog someone's memory and then also dispelling this, right?
Yeah. Yes. And the car, too. Yes.
We can get all that digitally as well.
Yeah. Yep.
What else? Are we missing anything? Is there anything else that you or the family would like to say?
No, I just reiterate, we need the public's help on this. So anything, even if you don't think it might be something, it's not going to hurt to give us a call and let us follow it down and see if it's something or not. So I appreciate it.
Question for the parents. I know this is a very difficult moment for you all as a family, but whoever is not living this probably don't understand. But what is the hardest part that you guys have been living through without your loved one?
The hardest part, period, is that my son is no longer with me. I feel robbed of a lifetime of success that I know he was aiming for. He had no children, a longtime girlfriend, but nothing. So the hardest part is not knowing exactly who or how this happened to my child, or for what reason it happened. So please, please, if you have any information in reference to this case, please reach out to the Aurora Police Department of Denver. Please.
And first, for me, we're talking about our youngest baby boy. We're talking about a straight A honor roll student, all the way from elementary all the way up through college. We're talking about an athlete. We're talking about a young man that hung out with old folks, not people his age. I mean, many of the people that he hung out with are right here today. You're talking about me coming home every day from work. We had a schedule. I get off of work, then he get off of work, and we meet each other at the house. And then we would argue about who's going to pick his mama up. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of young man he was. So our heart, our life is not the same no more at all. I mean, that's for everybody that's in our family or anybody that's touched our part of our family. So he's dearly missed and will never be forgotten. So we're begging and pleading for anybody's help. I mean, if you just seen anything, the smallest piece, as he said, the smallest little anything, hey, anything can help. It don't make no difference, and we would greatly appreciate it.
How would you describe their friendship?
My friendship with my son Omar was, I'm his daddy, but we was also friends. And you talking about his friend Keon? The other young man that also was murdered, they was good buddies. The young man, he been over to our house multiple times, respectable every time I seen him. Most of the time he was with his own child. I think his son is about 2 years old. So very good young man, an outstanding young man that I know of.
Do you guys live here in Colorado now? I know you said he's from Virginia, you came out here for school.
Right now, we do reside in the city of Denver, but we are originally from Virginia.
If that's all the questions, then I thank you guys for being here today, family as well, and that will be it. Thank you.